Hi everyone, it's Owen here, and welcome back to Heartside. Now, before I begin this episode, I just wanted to quickly say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for listening to my very first episode. I am so glad that people actually liked it. I thought that it would flop, I can't lie, but hearing everyone's messages and even people coming up to me with tears in their eyes saying that it's helped them and that I should be really proud of myself makes me want to cry, but in a good way. But actually, you should be proud of yourself for taking these small steps and for wanting to make a change to yourself. So thank you for listening, and I hope it's doing real change. Now let's get into it. Welcome back to Heartside. Now, wherever you're listening right now, from your room, your walk home, laying in bed, or even at work, this is your space. A space where you don't have to seem tough or pretend that you're fine. A place where no one's judging you for taking a moment to breathe. So I want you to do exactly that. Stop, slow down, calm yourself, and breathe. Let your shoulders drop, let your chest loosen, and let your brain calm down for these next few minutes. Now, this is a podcast for the stuff you think about but never say out loud. The thoughts you only ever admit to yourself at stupid o'clock in the morning. The things that you keep buried because you're too scared people won't get it, or even worse, that they won't care. And today, we're talking about reaching out for help. Not the picture-perfect Instagram style that you see everywhere. I am on about the real version. The version you feel at 1 a.m. when your chest feels tight and your brain just won't shut up. The version where you want to say something, but the words get stuck in the back of your throat. That's the version I'm on about. Now, people always say, oh, reach out if you're struggling, like it's that simple. You just tap out a message, click send, and suddenly you're supposed to feel okay. When it's actually never like that. And if you've ever needed support, you know for a fine fact it's not. Reaching out feels heavy, it feels embarrassing, and it feels like you're admitting that you're not, that strong person that everyone thinks that you are in life. Because let's be honest, a lot of us don't reach out because we are terrified of burdening anyone. We're too scared of being too much, and we are scared that someone will read our messages and think that we are being dramatic, or that we are attention seeking. So instead, we sit in silence, we convince ourselves that it'll pass, we lie and we say that it's fine, and we become experts at hiding the storm behind our own smile. And sometimes, that silence becomes such a habit that we forget what it feels like to open up at all. Hello? Yeah, I thought someone was in my house there, sorry. Now, I grew up as an only child, and I learned how to be my own distraction, my own comfort, and even my own company. But you learn how to sit with your feelings because who else is going to sit with them? You get used to dealing with things alone, and you learn to solve your own problems, calm yourself down, pick yourself up, and to carry on in life. But here's the thing that no one ever tells you. When you're used to being alone with your feelings, it becomes terrifying to let someone else in them, even when you want to, and even when you're so tired of doing everything by yourself. Now, the silence you may have grew up with is your safety blanket. And when you're reaching out, it starts to feel even scarier than staying silent. That's because things get dangerous without you even realizing. Now, I want to ask you something, and I want you to be honest. How many nights have you stayed up with your thoughts and you never told anyone about them? The kind of thoughts that sit in your chest like a weight, the kind that make you feel like you're falling behind, the kind that make you feel like that you're never enough, and the kind that make you feel like everyone else in life is coping better than you. Late night thoughts do hit different. I know that for a fact. They're louder, sharper, and more cruel, and I'm sure you know that already. You can be surrounded by people during the day and feel completely alone once it goes dark. That's the loneliness that no one ever warns you about. The loneliness that you can feel even when your phone is full of them Instagram notifications. And when you're lying there, in the quiet, with your own head, that's usually when the idea of reaching out becomes the hardest. Because admitting that you need help in the daytime feels hard, but then admitting it in the dark, that feels like stepping off your own cliff. Here's something that people rarely say out loud. We don't reach out because we're weak. We reach out because we are human. But we don't reach out because we're scared. We're scared of being dismissed, misunderstood, told that we're overreacting, being told that everyone goes through stuff, and being told to just get over it. And sometimes the scariest fear of all is, what if they don't respond? Now, that silence hurts more than anything. So that's why we convince ourselves that it's safer to say nothing. Safer to deal with it all alone, and safer to pretend like everything is okay. But silence in life does come at a cost. Pressure, stress, overthinking, a heart that feels heavier each day, a brain that never switches off, and a body that's constantly tired from carrying too much for far too long. Now let me say this in the clearest way that I can, because maybe you need to hear it today. You don't have to wait until you're breaking, you don't have to wait until you're falling apart, and you don't have to wait until you can't breathe. You're allowed to ask for help on the bad day, the tough day, the overwhelming day, or even the I don't know what's going on, but something feels off day. Now you don't need a reason to deserve support. Your feelings are valid because you feel them. Your pain matters because you're the one that's carrying it. And your story matters even if you've never told anyone it before. Now you don't need to care, you just need to allow yourself to care. In life, we all romanticize being strong. Oh, look at that strong, handsome man over there. But we praise people who deal with everything themselves. We admire people who never even ask for anything. But what if the real strength is something different? What if the real strength is being honest, saying I'm not okay right now, and letting someone see the cracks through you? Because here's the truth that no one ever wants to admit. Every strong person you have ever met has needed help at some point in their life. You don't have to be strong all the time. You're not supposed to be. You are a person, not a machine. You have limits, you have emotions, and most importantly, you have needs. And none of them make you weak. It makes you a human. Now I want you to hear this like I'm talking directly to you. Just you listening to this right now. You are not a burden. You are not too much. And you are not dramatic or annoying or difficult. You are someone who deserves care. Someone who deserves support. And you are someone who deserves not to feel alone in life. There are people, real people in life, who would care more about you than you think. People who would rather hear your truth than hear nothing at all. That's why I want you in life to give someone the chance to be able to show up for you. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be honest and from your heart. Now if you're listening to this and something in your chest does not feel right, if you feel like this episode was talking at you, maybe that's your sign. Not to pour everything out at once, not to open the floodgates, and just to take one small step. A message, a check-in, a conversation, or even a moment of honesty. You don't have to be alone in life. You were never meant to. And if no one has told you this in a while, your feelings matter, your voice matters, your story matters, and most importantly, you matter. This is Heartside, and I'm so proud of you for being here. And like I said before, everyone has had a tough time in life, so never be afraid to open up, because you matter, your story matters, and all it takes is one small message to take one big step.